Hey guys, it's Angelo Christian coming to another great edition of Real Estate Insider, and today we're going to be talking about collections. Everyone always asks me, I get thousands of people asking me, how do collections affect me when I'm trying to buy a home? Most people have collections on their credit report, and they don't know what to do with them. They think they have to pay them, they leave them there, they sit dormant, and it drags down your credit score. The other thing I see with a lot of collection agencies, what they do is if you have an old account that went into collections, the collection agencies that got very smart, they resell the debt to a new collection agency, and then it shows up on your credit report as a fresh collection, which affects you from qualifying to buy your house because it tanks your credit score. So this is totally illegal, and it's not acceptable to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. There's a lot of ways that we're going to be talking about today on how to remove collections off your credit so you can qualify to buy a house or buy a car or to boost up your credit score to get better terms in financing. And so the biggest thing that I want to say is that, people ask me, should I settle the collections? Should I not settle them? What should I do about the collections? And I'm going to tell you that it really depends. It really depends on, what you're trying to do, what your goals are, where you're at in your life. If you're young and you're trying to build up your credit, or even if you're old or young and you're trying to build up your credit, you're trying to get financing, I would say that, you would want to try to get those collections settled and get them deleted off your credit report. And there's a process that we're going to talk about today on how to do that, because it's not enough just to pay the collection. You want to be able to get that deleted off your credit. And I'm going to walk you through the process and show you with our software simulation on how we can actually help you to get that deleted off your credit. Because when you're buying a house, I'm going to talk about today mainly about buying a house with collections and how it affects you, but it affects you whether you're trying to buy a car, whether you're trying to get a credit card, whether you're trying to rent an apartment, get college loans, or whatever. They look at collections, okay? And recent collections will drag down your credit report and your credit score. So, and there's different types of collections, right? There's collections that are from third-party collection agencies. There's charge-offs from the original creditor. There's medical collections. So there's different types of collections that are important, that they affect you differently when you're trying to buy a house. So the first thing I do want to make clear that medical collections do not count against you when you're trying to buy a home. So a lot of people, we're going to do a whole segment on medical collections, but actual medical collections do not affect your ability to purchase a home. So in other words, if you have a $2,000 medical collection, that's not going to stop you from getting approved to buy your home. But there's ways that I'm going to show you today with our credit simulator that if you do certain things with that collection, especially if it's recent, it can help you to boost your credit score higher. So when you have medical collections, and if you put them into dispute, that can help you to get your credit score higher so you can get better terms or better financing for your mortgage or for your car. So I do recommend that if you do have medical collections, to go ahead and put those into dispute, but you don't necessarily have to settle them, all right, because they're not counted against you when you're trying to buy a house. Now, non-medical collections are counted against you, and if you have over $2,000, that's the key word. If you or your spouse in a community property state have over $2,000 in non-medical collections, then what the underwriter does, they use something called a 5% multiplier that gets put into your debt ratio. So in other words, and you'll see this on the screen, it's a key takeaway, that if you have $2,000 in non-medical collections, they multiply that by 5%, which is $100 a month, and that will go into your debt ratio. All right? So that $100 a month will be factored into your debt ratio. And if you're in a community property state like Texas or California or Arizona, and your spouse has those collections too, those will get added to the debt ratio. All right? If it's $2,000 or higher. So if it's $5,000 in collections multiplied by 5%, that's $250 that goes into the debt ratio that can affect you for qualification. They will put that into your debt ratio. Now, if you enter into a payment plan and you make 3 monthly payments on the collections, then they'll use that monthly payment and they won't use the 5% multiplier. But again, if they're medical collections, then they do not do this to you. It's only non-medical collections. All right? So the thing is that, in other words, let's use a classic example here. If you're trying to buy a $200,000 home and your debt ratio is already maxed out and you have $5,000 in collections and they put that $250 into your debt ratio, now you can only qualify for $160 because of the medical collections of $250 a month. So at this point, it would affect you from qualifying to be able to buy your home. So you would want to enter into a payment plan or an offer and compromise to pay those collections off. You can typically get the collection settled for 30 to 50 cents on the dollar. On the bottom of a credit report, it has the phone number to the collection agency, and you can contact them or have your attorney contact them or a credit repair company contact them to make settlement to get them paid. Or you can, the other thing is that what you can do is just get into a payment plan with them and pay $50 a month, and we can use that payment for qualification. But you have to be in payment plan for 3 months before you can actually purchase your home if you're making payments on collections, okay? So the other thing is that it's different for different loan products. So for like FHA loans, VA loans, and USDA loans, and conventional loans, they all kind of similarly look at collections the same way with the over $2,000 with the 5% multiplier. The one thing with VA loans, if you're a veteran and you're trying to buy a house, they're more forgiving to the veteran, and they won't make the veteran pay those collections off or use the 5% multiplier against them when they're actually trying to buy their home. But for like FHA loans, USDA loans, conventional loans, they do look at that, and it can go into your debt ratio and affect you. So the thing is that if you're trying to buy a house and you pull up your credit report through annualcreditreport.com, or you're working with us and we're pre-approving you to buy your home, and you have some collections, they may need to be settled, especially if they're recent collections. If they're recent collections, the strategy I'm going to show you here in a minute with our software is that you would want to, if you have a lower score and you need to get your score higher, is to settle those collections with an offer and compromise, and then you'll get a letter from them. And then basically what we'll do is for example, let's say that you'll see in the example here that I'm getting ready to show you that this example credit report, they have a $436 collection. It's non-medical. And we're going to get that settled for probably about $200. You'll get a letter from the creditor showing that the account's been paid. And then you're going to give that letter to me, and then we're going to take that and send it to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian to update the credit report to show that the account has been paid, okay? Then it's going to zero out that collection. It's no longer going to be $436. You're going to see this in the example here. Next, you're going to go and dispute that item. Once you get that disputed, it'll get deleted off your credit report. And when you do that, the credit score will skyrocket, 30 to 40 points, as you can see here shortly in the example. We also do that with a charge-off, where there's a charge-off on this example credit report. We get it settled, all right, and then we come back and we dispute it to get it deleted off the credit, and the score jumps from 527 to 640, 125-point swing, and we do that for free for our client. We boost their credit score up so they can qualify to buy a house, and not just to buy a house, but just to have better terms. Everyone wants a higher credit score, right? You get better interest rates, better access to everything. You're trying to get an apartment, you're trying to apply for a job, they look at your credit. It's part of the process, so you got to have a good credit score. So now, charge-offs are different. When you're trying to buy a house, and we'll have a whole section on charge-offs too, but a charge-off is not a collection. A charge-off is when the original creditor, if you got a credit card with Discover and you defaulted on that, they will charge off the debt and write it off on their books. That means that Discover has charged it off on their books. That doesn't go against you when you're trying to buy a house. They don't use the 5% multiplier for charge-offs, okay? But if it's a collection, they will use the 5% multiplier and put it into your debt ratio. Now, a charge-off can still affect your credit score. If it's a recent charge-off, it will still hurt your score. So we may have to look at settling that or get into a payment plan and trying to get that deleted or disputed as well. So it just depends on how old that charge-off is. But for purposes of the 5% multiplier or qualification to buy a home, medical collections and charge-offs do not affect you from a decision standpoint. They can affect you from a credit score standpoint. And as we show you in this example in the video, I want you to dispute those medical collections so you can get your credit score higher to qualify. And if you're doing a loan with us, we actually do all this for you, so then that way you don't have to do it. So if we're helping you to get you pre-approved to buy a house, my team actually does this for you to help you with our credit booster program. We've done this for thousands of people all over the country to get pre-approved to buy a home. So this is the process that we actually go through. So that's the key takeaway, though, guys. Again, how do you handle collections when you're trying to buy a house? Well, I'm gonna come back and tell you it depends what type of collections they are. If they're medical, you don't have to settle them, put them in dispute. If they're non-medical and they're over $2,000, let's look at making an offer and compromise and then getting them paid, and then let us delete them off your credit. All right. If they're charge-offs, they don't have to be settled. But if they're recent, let's look at trying to either doing a payment workout or putting them in dispute. It depends on what it is. If you're a veteran, you don't even have to worry about it, really. But if you're doing an FHA loan or a USDA loan or conventional loan, and it's over $2,000, and you're in a community property state, it will go into your debt ratio if they're non-medical collections. And you may be okay with that. We'll let you know whenever we help you to pre-approve you for the loan if it's going to affect you from qualifying to get the house that you want or not. But now what I want to do is I want to turn you into, show you this simulation with this video on how we handle collections and how we can help you to boost up your credit score. Because a lot of people have collections. I've had collections. Most people have had collections. It doesn't make you a bad person. Only thing that matters is how you're going to deal with it. Okay? You want to buy a house. You need to get financing. You're stuck with a low credit score. Let us help you to show you how you can get your credit score up, because you got to face it. You have to face it in the eye and deal with it, and this is the way to handle it. And you'll see in this this demonstration, we take the person's credit score from a 527 to a 640 to boost them up so they can qualify to buy a house. So let's jump into this video. I want you guys to check it out. And if you're looking to get help to buy a home, reach out to Angelo Christian, 832-431-6331. Or click on the link below to get started, to get pre-approved. I want to help you so I can get you into your home and boost up your credit score. Guys, every single week we produce great content to educate you, empower you, just like this great video here, so you can make a better informed decision about real estate, finance, and credit. So that's what we do with our network here. Our media company is to empower you so you can become the best that you can be, so you can have the life that you want to live. If you can take your credit score from 527 to 640, you can get the home that you want, you can get the car that you want. Right now, if you're getting denied by lenders, this is the reason why. Let us show you and help you to get you approved. You know, understand, we're not a credit repair company. We're a bank. We help people to buy a home, whether you're trying to buy a hotel, an apartment complex. You know, we're an international commercial lender and a nationwide residential lender. We want to help you with your funding goals, and I can help you with your credit too. I do credit as a free VIP service to help my clients so they can get approved to buy that apartment complex, to buy that retail strip center, to buy their home, to have that veteran buy their house. That's what I do. So if you're looking to get help, call me or click on the link below. We do it nationwide. I'm available 24/7. We don't charge any application fee. There's no contracts. There's no gimmicks. There's no scams. We're the real deal. We're straight up. We're here to help you to make it happen, deliver, and serve. That's the mission of our company, to help over 1,000 people every single month, whether that's with refinancing, purchasing their investment property, apartment complex, house. I don't care what it is. As long as we can help you guys to put you in a better financial situation, that's what we're here for. We are a for-profit company. We have to make money, but our main mission is to serve, to help you. That's why we don't charge any upfront fees. There's no contracts. You're not locked in anything with me. There's no gimmicks or no scams. We can help you and put you in a better financial situation, and that's our mission. If we can take you to where you are to help you to accomplish your goal, then we're fulfilling our prophecy, our destiny, our mission as a company, to help people to put them in a better financial position. Whether that's you buying a house, refinancing, boosting your credit, that's what we're here to do. So again, if you have any comments, leave them down below in the chat box. Please follow us, share the information with all your friends and family. We're here to help, to serve. And again, thank you so much. This is Angelo Christian with Real Estate Insider. Please continue to support us and follow us. We're here for you. Thank you so much, guys. Take care and peace out. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So one of the things that we're talking about today is how collections affect people when they're trying to buy a house. And today we're using our software again, our simulator software, to show you whenever we settle collections, how they affect the credit score. So here you can see we have medical collections, and then we have some non-medical collections. These ones right here, the medical, these first 5 are medical collections, and they're all recent. You know, you see the date right here, January 2018. This is the balance. It shows that it's in collection, okay? And over here, this is a non-medical. This is with Ability Recovery for Ashworth, and this is the date of it. So the point that I want to show you is that collections affect the credit score. Now, this is a simulation of a credit report, and it shows that the current credit score with Experian, it shows here in the left, is 527. So one of the things I want to show you here, the power of when you settle collections, especially when there's small balances, what they can do to somebody's credit score and how they can actually help them. Now, one of the key things that I want you guys to remember when you're buying a house, that medical collections do not affect you. We're going to do a whole segment on medical collections, but for this example, what I want to show you is that if I simply click on the X right here, it'll put the account in dispute, and watch what happens to the credit score by boosting up the credit score. So it's really cool that you can see the power of disputing collections and getting them deleted. So what we're going to do on the medical collections is actually put those in dispute. And when I click on the X, it'll show you what's going to happen to the actual credit score by disputing those medical collections. So we're going to dispute all of the medical collections to get them deleted off the credit report. And that will help us to achieve a higher credit score. And this one right here is also medical. So we see the score has gone up so far about 20 points just by putting these in dispute. So that's all you're going to do, because when you're buying a house, you can put medical collections into dispute and it won't affect you from your qualification. So we see right now the score went from 527 to 561 just by putting those accounts in dispute. So I'm going to put this other one in dispute too right here. Okay. So we're not settling them. We're just putting them in dispute, because you can put medical collections in dispute when you're buying a house. That's perfectly fine. So the scores popped up 50 points just by putting those medical collections into dispute. Now this one right here, because it's non-medical, you could go ahead and settle this one. So let's say that you were going to pay the derogatory. You'd settle that for maybe 30 cents on the dollar. You don't have to pay it off, $436. I would contact them and negotiate a settlement, probably for 30 cents on the dollar, probably give them $100 and then come back and dispute it afterwards. Okay. So, and you'll see how powerful it is to, now the person's score has gone up to a 587. It's increased 60 points to make them eligible to get a good interest rate on when they're buying a home and to qualify with buying a home. So this is a way that we can help somebody to get pre-approved to purchase their home and boost up their credit score. Also with charge-offs, we can help to get those settled and deleted too. Here, this account here was charged off, and the balance was $851. If we come in here and let's say we settle this for $100 with the creditor, it's an old account, almost it's about a year and a half old, and we're gonna maybe settle that. Look at that, the score pops up to 640. Boom, and then we can come back in and delete it afterwards. All right, so that's what we do for people when we help them to qualify to get pre-approved to buy a house. And this is the power of, look at this, we took someone's credit score from 527 to 640 with this credit booster program just by settling some medical collections, disputing those, and then settling a $436 collection. We'll probably pay it off for $100. And then an old charge-off, we could probably settle for a couple $100 and then get it deleted off their credit. So all this stuff will be deleted off their credit, and their score will go from a 527 to a 640. Now they can get the home that they want. They can qualify and live a better life. And that's really what we do here with Angelo Christian, is help people to put them in a better financial position, boost up their credit score so they can qualify, so they can get a home, so they can live the life they want, and they can be happy and live their dreams. And so this is the process of what we do. And so don't think because you have collections that you can't buy a house or that you're stuck. There's ways around it, and we'll go into more detail and talk about it. But this is the process of what we go through. We help somebody to purchase a home, and how we can help you with if you have collections on your credit report. So don't be scared or intimidated by it. Let us help you, and we'll show you the way on what needs to be done so you can get your home and boost up your credit score. And that's the thing. You go from a 527 to 640. Now you're in the market. Now you're in the game. You can buy a house. You can get pre-approved with us to purchase your home, just like we've done for thousands of people. So if you're looking to get help with buying a house, give us a call at 832-431-6331. That's Angelo Christian, or click on the link below on the YouTube channel to get signed up. And this is how collections affect your credit and what we can do to help you to boost up your credit. This is the process that we go through.